Thank you for logging in, our selling partners. Welcome to our webinar for basic things to know in selling in Amazon. My name is Maricel and I'll be your presenter for today. This training is mostly for new sellers who are just done with their registration and want some guidance on how is it to sell with us. However, of course, existing sellers are always welcome if you want to freshen up your mind about Amazon selling processes. Just a few reminders before we start this webinar, especially for those who are just first-time webinar users. All of you are in listen-only mode, and by default, you're all on mute, so we can avoid background noises and you can all hear me clearly. I would also like to show you the buttons that you can see on your webinar tool. This is where you can type in your questions or any clarifications. We'll try to answer as quickly as possible depending on the amount of queries or questions that you might have while we are on webinar. So let's start now. Our agenda for today will be number 1 will be intro to Seller Central and account settings. Then how to help customers find your product, how to maximize the likelihood of customers buying your products, how to package and ship the products, what is FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon, how and when you will receive the payment, and how do we measure your performance. So first, let me show you the basic tools in Seller Central. If you log into your account, your Seller Central homepage looks like this. This is where you spend much of your time as a selling partner. The first tab will be the inventory tab. This is where you access information about your current inventory. How much items do you have? You can also add products here, and you can also manage your fulfillment by Amazon shipments. Some of you might not be familiar with fulfillment by Amazon. We're going to be discussing what is FBA or fulfillment by Amazon later on this webinar. So number 2, or the second tab, will be the pricing tab. This is where you can check your price competitiveness. How are you competitive with other sellers if you're selling the same item? If you have the same item and you have different prices, how are you competitive? What's the percentage? You can also check here the buy box percentage and automate your pricing. For example, you wanted to match either the buy box or the lowest price in the marketplace, or you can also see here your sales conversion. That means um, the number of views that you have divided by the number of orders that you have for that specific item. You can all see that on pricing tab. The third tab is the orders tab. This is where you can find information about all orders coming through your account. This is also where you can confirm and schedule pickup date for your orders to be collected from you, and information about cancellations, refund, and returns are also being managed here on this tab, orders tab. Next is advertising tab. This is where you can promote your items. Like for example, you wanted to submit deals on lightning deals. So currently we only have lightning deals here, but you have more tabs in the future. Next will be reports. You will find a variety of reporting options here on your business, like your sales and traffic report per ASINs. And then when I say per ASINs, you would know that's going to be per item later on. ASINs is per item. And then fulfillment and payment report, as well as tax documents. You can all see all the reports under, of course, the reports tab. Then finally, on your performance tab, this is where you can see your customer service metrics. You can view your customer feedbacks and any complaints through Amazon A to Z guarantee. So Amazon A to Z guarantee is the way to submit. This is the way the buyer submits complaints or claims. I'll be discussing that later on. You can also see chargebacks and performance notifications, the portal where we send the notification if we wanted to tell you something or if we require you to take an action. We usually send it to performance notification. So you have a record of all the performance notification that we're sending you. And it might require your immediate action, as I've mentioned, so always make sure to check it. And you can also find here Seller University. So Seller University is a page where you can find video tutorials and articles informing the step-by-step guide of a particular process. Moving on the right side, you have a search bar to easily find topics or ideas that you wanted to know. Messages is also here, wherein you can see direct messages from the buyer. Buyers can message you directly and it will appear here. You're gonna see a number next to this if there are new messages. Make sure to respond to those as soon as possible to prevent negative feedbacks and complaints from the buyer. Help is where you can do a quick search. You can also find here contact us, wherein you can send a query to our seller support team depending on the issue. So you can choose issues from here and then click on all other issues. You can see here as a callback and you can enter your number. The setting drop down will give you information on all your account settings, including your account information, wherein you can see deposit method. So deposit method is where you can set your bank account information, where you wanted to deposit your payment, where you want us to disburse the payment. Your business information will include your display name or your store name. For example, my store name is Deal Shop. You can click on display name and you can personalize it and edit it anytime. Your shipping settings, like your pickup address and preferred pickup time slot, and where you can enter your tax information number if you are paying tax. But just keep in mind that this detail is just mandatory if your business taxable supplies and imports exceeds the threshold set by the government. There will also be a quick link for your tax information, user permission, where you can add multiple users and restrict access to your business information. Just remember that if you add another user, they need to confirm via their email address and undergo the same two-step verification like what you did the first time you access your account. Your info and policies is where you customize your content about your business and policies to Amazon website. You can also manage some notifications and customer service settings for FBA here. Below the navigation section, you will see widgets regarding the summary of the recent orders, whether it's a seller fulfilled or fulfilled by Amazon. Your performance summary report and your sales summary reports will also going to be here. These widgets will give you a quick insights on how your business is doing. You may collapse and expand these widgets depending on your preferences. The middle section is where we post recent news and important updates. So make it a habit to check this once in a while if you want to be updated. Those are the basic tools that you can find on your Seller Central. So as I've mentioned, Seller Central is where you always spend most of your time as a seller. And as a new seller, try to navigate this tool so you can be more familiar with all the settings and all the tabs which is necessary for you to manage your account appropriately. The next topic is how to help the customers find your products. But before moving to this topic, I would like to show you the stages that happens to your journey on an online transaction in Amazon. So first is you will be listing the item in Amazon. Then the buyer will be placing their order. Then Amazon verifies the order and sends the order information so you can confirm it or schedule a pickup. Then your responsibility is to package and ship the item. And finally, customers receives the order. Before the customer can find your products in Amazon, you need to list and upload your products on your inventory. Make sure that you prepare the basic product information when listing. So what are those basic information? Number one, product title and description. Amazon usually allows 200 characters for titles, but for better quality, you should aim for a maximum of 80 characters only. To know more about the do's and don'ts in composing your title, you can just search product title requirements on help page or the search page. You also need to prepare the product images. It's always better to have one image per item because images are very important to customers. So quality matters. Choose the images that are clear, easy to understand, information rich, and attractively presented. To know more about our image guidelines, you can search image standards on help page. Next is offer details. These are your price, quantity, and handling time. Handling time is your estimated time to make the item ready before shipping. So in Easy Ship, which we're going to be discussing later, the default handling time is 3 business days. But if you want to be more competitive, of course, you can make it shorter. You can make it 1 day or 2 days if you want to win the buy box. Because if you have a shorter handling time, you're gonna have an edge to have the buy box. Next, we also need the battery information if you're listing items with battery. And in addition to the required product information, in order for the buyers to easily find your item, please enter some keywords. Customers search items by entering keywords, which are match against your title and your description. If you want it to be more searchable, you have an option to add more keywords not mentioned on your product information. So if it's not mentioned in your product information, you can add the synonym, like for example, you're selling a headphone. You can enter earphone, or if you are selling carpets, you can put rug on your keywords. So where can you find these keywords? If you log into your account, just go to your inventory. If you click on edit, you can find keywords there. Keywords are not visible to customers, and you can add these on your listings by going to inventory management. As I mentioned, click on edit on the right of each item, and you can find keywords tab. Last but not the least, you need the product IDs. Amazon strictly requires product ID for most of the items. What is a product ID? Product IDs are part of the system of unique identifiers called GTIN, or Global Trade Item Numbers. These are what we refer as barcodes as well. The most common GTIN used to create Amazon catalog pages are UPC, or Universal Product Codes, which is composed of 12 digits. We also have ISBN for books, which is International Standard Book Numbers, which has 12 digits. We also have EAN number, or European Article Number, with 13 digits. and JAN or Japanese article number for brands that have no verifiable barcodes. Let's say, oh, my items have no barcodes. How can I list it in Amazon if they require it? You can request an EAN or UPC exemption or GTIN exemption. If you want to know more about this, you can search on our help page how to list products that do not have GTIN. So below the page is the next step to request approvals for exemption on that GTIN page. So now that you know the product requirements that you need to prepare, let's discuss how can you list an item. You may be listing a new catalog or item which are not yet existing on the website, or existing catalog, or a seller partner already uploaded the product in Amazon. So in those two scenarios, if the item is already existing on the website, you need to use the existing catalog. When I say existing catalog, each catalog or product page in Amazon has a unique number assigned that we call ASIN, which stands for Amazon Standard Identification Number. So ASIN is just being used for the entire Amazon organization. So let's say, for example, I listed a new item. That new item, if no one uploaded that specific item in the entire Amazon organization, Amazon will be assigning a unique number called ASIN. And if another seller will gonna try listing the same item that I listed, they cannot create another ASIN. They need to use the same ASIN that I've created. So that's how Amazon manage item pages. So you cannot create duplicate ASINs. That's why we require UPC or Universal Product Code. So if your product is not in Amazon catalog, you will have to create a single new ASIN or a new catalog by uploading your product's images, titles, and description. So there are going to be two ways to list an item in Amazon. It can be manual, which is one by one. If you just have a few items or one item to upload, this is advisable. But if you have a lot of items to list, you can do bulk uploading, which is via an Excel template. So let's say your item is not yet in Amazon and you wanted to list it in bulk. You need to download the template first, and the template is based on category. So how can you download the template? You just need to go to inventory on the top, then click on add products via upload. Make sure you are on download and inventory file tab. Then choose the category of the items that you wanted to upload. Let's say I will choose jewelry, and I wanted to list earrings, bracelets, and necklaces. You just need to click on generate template after that to download the Excel template. And what you need to do is to fill up the template sheet with all the product details. You can also find instructions how you can fill up the sheet, as well as the definition for each field requested under the data definition. You will see if the data or the field is required or optional. So once the template is filled out, you need to save the sheet as text tab delimited. So what is a text tab delimited format? How to do this? If you click on Save As, you will see the file type under the file name you'll be creating. So choose text tab delimited under the file tab, under the file type, text tab delimited. Then how are you going to upload this? Just go back to Add Products via Upload tab and click on Check and Upload an Inventory File. You can check your file on step 1, but if you're sure about the item or the file that you are uploading, you can go directly to step 2. So on step 2, the file type should be inventory files for non-media category. Then upload the file from here. Make sure that you're uploading the text tab delimited file, and you will see the feed processing report on monitor upload status tab. If you wanted to upload a new ASIN or item one by one, under Add a Product, just click on Create New Product Listing, then enter the vital information, the variation if applicable, and then offer details. Then upload your images from here and your product description here. After this, just click on Save and Finish, and you're done. Sometimes it will show listing limitations may apply on your item if your item falls on restricted brand and category. So when I say restricted brand and category, probably the brand is a popular brand. You can't just sell this brand, and the category is might contain hazardous material like in health and beauty category. You might require to submit the necessary documents first before you can be allowed to sell the brand or the restricted category. So if you wanted to list an item one by one, which is an existing item, just click on inventory, then click on add product, then type the product name or the product ID here. And if the product is existing, you will see that on the search results. You can click on show variations if the product has a lot of variations, and you can carefully choose the product that you wanted to sell yours. So be careful in choosing, because sometimes you thought it's the product that you wanted to sell, but it's not exactly the same. So once you chose the exact item you wanted to sell, you can click on sell yours, then add your own offer details under that item. In less than 30 minutes, the item should be live on the website. So in this process, you are not uploading images anymore, titles and description, because it's readily available. So to list an existing items in bulk, let's say the item, you have a lot of items which are already existing in Amazon, but you wanted to list those in bulk. You need to download an inventory file again. So click on inventory, then click on add products via upload, and on download an inventory file tab, just scroll down, you will see inventory files. Download the inventory loader. So the file is called inventory loader. Fill in the inventory loader template. So there's no need for you to enter the titles, images, and description here. You only need to fill in the offer details like the price, the quantity, your handling time, the product IDs, the SKUs. So you can refer to the instruction below the tab. As I've mentioned, every template has a data definition, and you can see here what is required field and what is optional. So just in case there's a restriction on the brand and category that you're trying to upload, you can apply your approval to list those items by clicking on Catalog on the top, then click on View Selling Application. Just type in the brand of the item here. Select any item of the same brand on the results or category, because the approval will be per category or the brand. Then click on Listing Limitation Apply, request an approval button, press that. Then the next step is to upload the requested documents, such as your an invoice or an authorization from the brand. Now that you already know how you can list products in Amazon, let's talk about how you're going to maximize the likelihood of customers buying your products. We would recommend you to promote your items by submitting your deals or discounted offers using the advertising tool on the top. Currently, the option that we have is lightning deals only, but we'll have more in the future. What is a lightning deal? Lightning deal is a price discount promotion that is featured for a maximum of 6 hours as a flash sale. So it creates a sense of urgency for the buyer. You can only include one product per lightning deal, and just always remember that your submissions here are still subject for internal approval, as we need to check if your quantity is sufficient and if your items description and images are clear. You can also attract buyers if you offer the best price. But of course, you can't always monitor your competitors' prices. So we can recommend you to use the automate pricing tool. So automate pricing tool is under the pricing tab. This is used to match the buy box price or to meet the lowest price. It automatically adjusts the prices without you logging into your seller central. So even if you're away, it will automatically adjust the prices based on what you set. Just be reminded that automate pricing will not work if you have the pricing integration with us, or if your company system prices is programmed to sync with your Amazon inventory prices. Also, please have some time to check your price competitiveness on your pricing dashboard under the pricing tab. So it will help you analyze how are you doing with your pricing or if you need to adjust your prices. You'll sure get a lot of orders if your offers are great. So the next thing is to know how you can pack and ship your items. Before processing an order, it's important to know the different shipping options or fulfillment type in Amazon. So, fulfillment type can be fulfilled by Amazon or seller fulfilled. If we say seller fulfilled, that means you're keeping your own stocks and you do the warehousing. Seller fulfilled can be either Amazon Easy Ship or Amazon Self Ship. What's the difference between the two? So if it's Amazon Self Ship program, you as a selling partner takes care of storing and packaging your own inventory. Amazon's courier will manage the collection of the order, and we take care of the delivery to the buyer. For example, if you have a retail shop in Business Bay and you prefer to keep your items to your premises, which can be your store, your home, or your office, every time you receive an order, you take care of the packaging, and our courier will just collect the items from you at your preferred pickup slot, and just make sure that the items are prepared before the pickup date, or just before we pick up the item from you. Currently, EasyShip program has a limitation up to 25 kilos. So anything above 25 kilos, we will not collect it from you, but you have another option to ship it through self-ship. So when we say Amazon self-ship, or we also call that merchant fulfilled, you're taking care of storing and packaging your items whenever there's an order. However, uh, we are not collecting these items from you because it's bulky. So you need to set up and coordinate with another courier, or you might have your own delivery capacity to facilitate the delivery. So you control the delivery for Amazon self-ship. The next fulfillment option will be what we call fulfilled by Amazon. or FBA. In FBA, Amazon takes care of warehousing your inventory, packaging, fulfilling, and delivering orders to your buyers. This option is by default not available for new selling partners. You need to activate this option from your account under Account Info, then click on Your Services, and you can enable it from here. This table shows the comparison of different fulfillment options. So we have here self-ship, Amazon Easy Ship, and FBA. So who's going to be doing the packaging for self-ship and Amazon Easy Ship? That's the seller or the selling partner. It's you. But for FBA, it's Amazon. Who delivers the product? For Amazon Easy Ship and FBA, it's going to be Amazon, but for self-ship, it's going to be the seller. Can you offer COD or cash on delivery? For Amazon Easy Ship and FBA, you can offer COD or card payment, but in self-ship, it's always only card payment. You cannot offer COD for security purposes. Next is there a restriction on product dimension and weight while shipping? As I've mentioned, for Amazon Easy Ship, we have a limitation of up to 25 kilos and below only. So the longest dimension for Amazon Easy Ship should be up to 120 centimeters, and the girth should be up to 250 centimeters. Then for FBA, we have the same dimension. Highest dimension should be 120 centimeters. Maximum dimension should not exceed 240 centimeters, and mid dimension not more than 160 centimeters. So maximum weight for FBA should not exceed 200 kg. For self-ship, no maximum kilo because you take care of the delivery. And then will my product shows Amazon fulfilled or Prime logo? In self-ship, you will not see that, and in Amazon's Easy Ship, of course, there's none. But in FBA, it's eligible for Prime, so you will see Amazon fulfilled logo and Prime logo on FBA, which is additional points as a seller. Amazon Prime, for those which are not familiar, is a paid subscription service offered by Amazon, and it gives users, when I say users, it's going to be either the buyer or seller. It gives users access to services that would otherwise be unavailable, or there's going to be an extra cost to a typical Amazon customer. So if the item has an Amazon Prime logo, that means the seller, if the seller is a Prime member and the buyer is also a Prime member, the buyer can enjoy free shipping. So now that you're already familiar with different shipping options, let's discuss how to process an order. So there will be an email notification whenever you receive an order, or you can directly check it on your Amazon Seller Central under Orders. So if you click on Order, click on Manage Order. You'll be able to see seller fulfilled orders here, which can be either Easy Ship or Self Ship. You can also see the statuses of the orders on the top. Pending means the payment is still pending or still being verified by Amazon. Unship orders requires your action to either confirm or schedule a pickup for Easy Ship. So if you want to know the step-by-step guide in scheduling or confirming a self-ship orders, please watch the video on Seller University. Just click on Performance, then Seller University, and then scroll down on the right side. Choose Order Management, Easy Ship, and Self-Ship orders. So this will show how to schedule a pickup, and how to confirm self-ship orders. Now, moving on to inventory. You can also check your FBA orders here. Click on View FBA Orders on the right side. No action is required from you for these orders. This is for uh, monitoring purposes only. So for FBA orders, it's automatically processed, and we also take care of the fulfillment and delivery. So there's no action is required from you for FBA orders. Now let's talk about cancellation. So if you cancel an order, there's gonna be a bad customer experience, and it might lead to complaints, and it might lead to disappointment, and the buyer will not place an order again from your store. So you're gonna lose sales. Then next is, as I mentioned, there's gonna be a possible negative review by the customer because you are not fulfilling your items, and they are disappointed because they didn't receive the item that they ordered. Also, if you keep on canceling order, it might lead to account deactivation because we have a threshold of 2.5, at least 2.5 percent maximum cancellation rate. Please avoid cancellation because you will be paying cancellation fee as well if it's your fault. If the cancellation reason is because it's out of stock, you will be paying a cancellation fee, which is equivalent to referral fee. So those are the things that will happen if you have cancellation. So please avoid cancellation as much as possible. Next is, what is FBA? As discussed a while ago, in FBA, Amazon takes care of the warehousing of your inventory. We take care of the packaging, fulfilling, and delivering orders to the buyer. So there are a lot of advantages that you can get in FBA. So number one is your products will be eligible for free shipping and for lightning deals and deal of the day. When you list an item in FBA, they will become eligible for free shipping, and FBA listings are displayed with fulfilled by Amazon, and customers know that Amazon handles fulfillment and delivery and the returns. So as you grow your competitive edge, you can increase your chance of winning the buy box. Next is, the customer get Amazon's trusted customer service and returns. FBA handles customer service and returns for Amazon users. Our services lets your business grow quickly. So our fulfillment centers are built with your inventory in mind. We handle the details to save your time so you can focus on your business, and it's cost effective and simple. You also keep selling even if you're on break. So even if you're on vacation, your business will never stop as we take care of the packaging and delivery. All you need to do is to wait for your payments to be released to your account and replenish your out of stock inventory. So if you wanted to know more, or if you want to know more about FBA, please go to Seller University. Just click on Performance, then Seller University, and then there are going to be courses on the left-hand side about FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon. The next topic will be how and when you will receive the payment. So each sellers will have a definite payment release date, which is every 2 weeks. The payment for orders will be eligible for disbursements 7 days after the estimated time of delivery. So, for example, if the buyer placed an order on March 1 and the estimated delivery date is March 10 to 15, we will allow 7 days reserve from the estimated delivery date. So before the order will become eligible for disbursement. So the order will be eligible for disbursement on March 23. which is 7 days after March 15. You'll be able to see your exact payment disbursement date on your Seller Central. Just click on Reports on the top, then Payments. You'll be able to see how much will be released and the scheduled date of the disbursement, which on this example is October 5. So Amazon sends the money or the payment to your bank account using the funds transfer system or electronic funds transfer. It can take up to 5 business days for the payment to be reflected on your bank after Amazon initiates the payment. So before we can pay you, you must provide a valid bank account as a deposit method, as I've mentioned a while ago, which you can find on your account info. Just keep in mind that we cannot deposit payments to any credit card or any online payment system such as PayPal. The last topic that we have is how do we measure your performance? We only have three main metrics. So one is customer service performance, number two is product policy compliance, and number three is delivery performance. So if you wanted to know more about this, please go to your account health under performance tab. So under customer performance, we have order defect rate and return dissatisfaction rate. So order defect rate is a key measure of your ability to provide a good customer experience. It's all orders with a defect as a percentage of the total orders during a given 60-day period. It should be at least 1%. Higher than 1% may lead to account deactivation. Order defect rate is measured under three metrics. So number one will be negative feedback. Number two is A to Z guarantee claims. And number three is chargeback claim. So negative feedback is calculated as negative feedback divided by the total number of orders. So for example, I have 100 orders and I have one negative feedback. That's going to be 1%. Chargeback claims is also known as the charge dispute. So it happens when a cardholder contacts their bank to dispute the charge for an order placed in Amazon. So a chargeback can be filed for a non-receipt of the product to unauthorized use of a credit card. So you are responsible for chargeback filed against your account for a service-related reason, such as non-receipt of the product. However, Amazon is responsible for any payment-related fraud chargeback, like if the card is stolen or if the payment has fraud attempts. Moving on, we have customer service performance. The second part of the customer service performance is a return dissatisfaction rate. So this is composed of three components. Number one, negative return feedback rate. For every return request, we ask the buyers if their return was resolved. So if they mention that the return was not resolved, the return request is considered to have a negative feedback. Next is late response rate. You must authorize the return request from buyers within 48 hours. So if the 48 hours is exhausted and you did not authorize the return, we will consider the response late. How do you authorize your return request? So you authorize your return request only for self-ship orders. If it's Amazon Easy Ship, it's automatically authorized. So in Amazon Easy Ship, it automatically creates a return shipping number. The third one will be invalid rejection rate. So invalid rejection rate is measured if an in-policy return is rejected or closed incorrectly by the seller. In Amazon, if the return is initiated by the buyer, you as a selling partner can either close or authorize it. You can close a return if you're able to resolve it. Just keep in mind to use an appropriate closing reasons. So for more details about this, please search return dissatisfaction rate on help pages. Another major part of your metric is product policy compliance, which is composed of intellectual property complaints, of course. We take this very seriously because it's going to be your responsibility to ensure that the products you offer and your listing content do not infringe on intellectual property rights. We also consider product authenticity, customer complaints. Make sure that the item you source are authentic product. Of course, product safety, customer complaints. Our customers trust us to provide a safe shopping environment. So it's going to be your responsibility to source and sell safe products. Make sure that the packaging are safe as well. We also consider listing violations under product policy compliance. Customers trust that they can always buy with confidence. So whatever they see is what they expect they get. So it's your responsibility to adhere to seller code of conduct as well. There's no threshold for product policy compliance. However, if you violate the policies, we may remove your content or deactivate your account. So the third main metric in your performance is delivery performance. Under delivery performance, we measure your late dispatch rate or late shipment rate, LSR. Late dispatch rate is all orders with a ship confirmation that is completed after the expected ship date. So this is measured every 10 days or every 30 days. The threshold for this will be 4%. If you exceed 4%, it may lead to account deactivation. So the second part for delivery performance is the pre-fulfillment cancellation rate. So the cancellation rate is all seller canceled orders as a percentage of the total orders during a given 7-day time period. So it's measured every 7 days, and this metric includes all order cancellation initiated by the seller only. So if it's initiated by the buyer, if it's the buyer's fault, they've requested cancellation, this will not affect your cancellation rate. When the order is canceled automatically by Amazon because the seller has not scheduled a pickup, or if the unscheduled pickup, the item is not handed over, it will be included on your cancellation rate. A cancellation rate above 2.5% may result in account deactivation, and cancellation charges will be equivalent to your referral fee. Next is we have valid tracking rate. So valid tracking rate is all shipments with a valid tracking number as a percentage of the total shipments during a given 30 days period. So you need to give a valid tracking number, and if the tracking number or the shipment number is not valid, it might affect your performance. So currently we're not setting any target for this because some sellers are shipping their own items and they're not using any third-party courier, but this is measured every 30 days. So the last one is on-time delivery rate. On-time delivery rate, or OTDR, is applicable only for self-ship orders, and this is all shipments delivered after their estimated delivery date as a percentage of the total tracked shipments. We recommend that sellers maintain OTDR greater than 97% in order to provide a good customer experience. However, there's no penalty for not meeting the performance target at this time for this OTDR. And that's going to be all for seller performance and rating. You can find more details about this on your account health on your Seller Central help pages. So before we finish the webinar, let's check the root cause of the bad customer service so you can avoid this. So number one, in listing, you're going to give bad customer service if your listings are incomplete because the buyers might think twice buying your item because they're not sure what's the item content, what's the material of the item, and what's the specification if they can't see that on your item page. So make sure to provide complete information. So under listing, we also have incorrect information. So it may lead to return as it might not meet the buyer's expectation because whatever they see, whatever image they see, whatever they read is what they expect to get on delivery. Next is packaging or packing. Item which are not properly packaged, inappropriate packaging may damage your item on shipping and of course may lead to returns. So make sure based on your category, make sure to package your item appropriately. If your item is fragile, if your items require special packaging, just use special packaging, okay, so that it will not be damaged on shipping. Another one is under shipping. So under shipping, if you delay confirming orders, it might cause bad customer experience. So orders should be confirmed immediately as soon as possible so you can schedule shipment. And always remember, every time you confirm the order, the buyer receives the notification that their order is already on process. Next is late shipment. Make sure that the orders are always ready on the scheduled pickup time. And in self-ship, you need to ship the item within the transit time that you set on your shipping settings. Next is canceled order. So make sure to avoid this cancellation. Hide those listings which are not physically available on your warehouse. Next is customer's response. If you're not responding to buyer messages, which you can find on your account, this is where you can find messages on the top right side of your Seller Central. If you see a number here, as I've mentioned earlier, they're going to be buyer messages. Make sure to respond to your buyers within 24 hours. If you also not accept valid returns, like if the buyer has a valid reason returning your items and you're rejecting those returns, it might lead to complaints and bad customer experience. So all those things you need to avoid so that you can be a good seller. If you want to know more about our selling processes and policies, just visit Seller University under Performance tab. You can find courses here, and under courses, there are going to be modules and videos available. So to those who have clarifications, please type in your questions. We will stay online for a while to answer your questions. We will be sending you replies privately by messaging you separately, okay? To those who do not have questions, thank you so much for logging in and good luck in selling.